Last week, there was a posthumous project put out by XXXTentacion. It's called Skins, and no, I will not be reviewing it. For this video, the second edition of Mr. D Rants, I will explain and outline the reasons why people should not listen to X's music. This will be a rant about the garbage choices he made in his life, how he never showed remorse for his actions, routinely abused women, and not to mention those around him, most importantly, was in a position to face the consequences of those actions prior to his death. I say all of this fully understanding that what happened to him was a senseless tragedy. Absolutely no one deserves to suffer like he did in his final moments. His death brought tremendous pain to his friends, his colleagues, his family, and his supporters. It is unfair to lose a life that young. I will say that with death does not come retribution. His album was released. I will not add it, I will not download it, I will not stream it. This man was an abuser. He caused intense pain and harm to women, and he showed no regrets about it. Welcome to Mr. D Rants.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online.
In the interest of accuracy, I've used the following sources: Sam Wolfson's article from The Guardian, Mark Hogan's article from Pitchfork, and Chris Richards' article from The Washington Post. There are those who are in favor of X's legacy, that he was able to bring this idea of pain and suffering into his music and remind his listeners that they're not alone in that pain. And his music brought an incredible outlet that reached a huge audience. But what happens when you are a person who lives and breathes causing pain and suffering to those around you? In juvenile detention, he beat up a cellmate who he thought was gay. He's been in countless fights and altercations at his concerts, and there's just a long pattern of documented domestic abuse that follows around XXXTentacion. The important details of the case with Jahseh Onfroy is the incident that occurred in October 2017. The details are despicable and disturbing. It boils down to a violent, jealous, weak individual who beat up, choked, threatened, and held hostage the mother of his unborn child. All of this is on record, and yes, it is an alleged attack, but there is also witness testimony from the woman, her mother, the woman's ex-boyfriend, and the arresting police officer. The police officer was the one that saw what X did to his partner. And a lot of this violence came from intense and just disgusting jealousy. When she was texting someone, he smashed her phone. When she was singing the words to somebody else's song, he threatened to cut out her tongue. I could go on and on, but the most important thing to touch on is this lack of regret piece. When these allegations were coming out, X jumped on social media to attack those who were accusing him. His words were, and I quote, "If you want your pussy domestically abused, hit my line." That's garbage. Just garbage. Jahseh Onfroy was charged with 4 crimes: aggravated battery of a pregnant woman, domestic battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, and witness tampering. He never faced those charges in a courtroom. I will close with this Mr. D thought. Separating art and artist is very difficult. It's complicated, and public opinion will always be divided no matter what. But when one person's identity is so wrapped up in causing hurt, violence, pain, and anguish to those around him, death alone does not vindicate him for his actions. For some, his legacy can be about inspiring SoundCloud rappers and giving a voice to those who are dealing with their own emotional issues. But for me, he's an abuser who does not deserve nearly as much of the spotlight as he's received. This has been Mr. D Rants. Thanks for watching.